Good afternoon, everybody from the cold South Africa and then also the hot Spain with Inez. I'm so grateful for Inez being here today and willing to share with us today. And we are going to jump right into the question and answer session about the preferred customer. So I just want to give you some background where this call came from. So I have never had a preferred customer because I come from the background not having money. And then for me, if somebody tells me I have to buy something every month, it was just not something that was going to happen. I didn't like that pressure. So obviously um, give that over, what's in your heart, you give that over to other people, which is not always right. But anyway, that was my story. So I never liked the preferred customer option because of that pressure of having to do it every month. And then, so the message I had, and I'm giving you the wrong message now. I had it, you have to order every month, and whatever you ordered, you started with, you basically, like, let's say if you do two X39s, I thought you had to do it every month. And the moment you skip a month, I thought you were going back and you would then forever be a retail customer paying the full price. So I had it completely wrong. And I was so excited when I spoke to Inez and she told me how many preferred customers she had. And she was working a lot with preferred customers in her business. And I said, but how does that work? And when she explained to me how she was using the preferred customer option and the little things that I didn't know about and all the wrong information I had, I was blown away with the possibilities of seeing how that could actually change my business and how I could reach people easier and how I could help people easier, not locking them into being a brand partner if that's not what they wanted, and not locking them into having to do something every month. The other thing, and I'm going to go give it over to Inez now to just give it to us the way that she's doing it. But the other thing that I never knew about and that I never spoke about was the money back guarantee, because I felt I didn't want to tell people, oh, you can get your money back after a month, because I felt that we had to tell them it's a 3 month thing at least. We have to educate them into this being a long-term thing. So I never really looked into that option. And then Inez explained to me how it actually works and how she's using it. So I am going to give it over to you, Inez. You've got free hand. Just explain to us. And I think after you explain to us what you're doing, maybe we can ask you questions. And if that is okay with you. So I'd love to give it over to you, Inez. I got to know Inez just on a normal call. She's a brand partner. I saw her on the calls, and that is one of the positive things of attending Zoom calls. You get to know people and you make connections with people that you never would have done before. So I'm so grateful to know Inez. And so that, and it's always, they say, if you are the most clever person in a room, you're in the wrong room. So I'm so grateful that I'm in the right room. There are people that know much more than I do, and I'm very open and willing and eager to hear what you've got to tell us. Thank you so much, Inez.
Oh,
Over
you're
to you.
welcome. Well, thank you very much for inviting me on the call. So when I started, where I live, where I live in Spain, it's a bit of a suburb, and there are a lot of retired people. So they have money, but they don't have particularly good health. They're of a certain age group, etc. And I got a phenomenal result. My husband had an incredible result. He would be in a wheelchair if it wasn't for these patches, no question. So when I got the confidence to then post about them on Facebook, I have a big following because I do dog rescue and things. I was inundated with people wanting them, but I kept trying to get people to sign up as a brand partner, and they weren't interested. They didn't want to put 3 months down. They just wanted to try the patches and sort of try them for a month. And as much as I educated them as best I could, look, you've got to try them for a good 3 months, 97% success rate within 3 months, they just weren't interested. So I just went down the path of customers. So what I do is I say to them, if you go, come in as a customer, because you can always convert to a brand partner, and a few of them have converted to brand partners now. And they come in as a customer, and I say, when you go onto the website and you click to join on the top left hand side, you click to join, it will give you the option. You can be a retail customer or a preferred customer. There are two prices. So I'll just do it in dollars because it's easier for everybody. There's the retail price for the X39 is $150 net.
Sorry, can I just interrupt you there? I think you just misspoke now. You said you go to join. I think for the customer and preferred customer, you do shop.
Sorry, yeah, shop. Yeah.
Shop. Okay.
Sorry, yeah. That's the heat going to my head. So you go to the shop and you choose your patch, and then you go to the cart and you then go to checkout, and it gives you the option. You can be a retail customer or you can become a preferred customer. I don't really talk about the preferred customer plus because it's a bit more confusing, and they can see that when they're there. And so the retail price of the for a month of the patches is $150 plus tax and shipping. Or you can go as you can buy it at the same price as me, the wholesale price, as a preferred customer, but you have to sign up to the auto ship. I don't really call it subscription because people sometimes think subscription, they've got to pay for a subscription. So a few people have said, what do I pay for the subscription? And I'm like, well, nothing. It's auto ship. You can cancel it at any given time, even after the very first order. So it gives them the confidence that they can try it for that 1 month at the same price that I paid for it. And it is also then covered under the 90-day money back guarantee. And then they go, wow, that's incredible. So in order to do that, they sign up for just for the auto ship. When the new, well, actually even now, they at the end of the 12 months, if they continue for 12 months, they'll be given a whole sleeve of any of the auxiliary patches. So Eon or Icewave or something of their choice, or something from the Alavida, if you have it in the country. So there's a lot of incentives for it. It takes away completely the pressure. Most people want to become customers. They don't all want to do the business. And if you try, for me, trying to push them into the business side, they just didn't like it. So they were purely a customer and they were covered under the guarantee. It means that you, as a commission, you get $20 commission each time, every month, and you get points. You don't get the 77 points, you get 43 volume points in your personal. So it means that you don't have to even buy any product. I mean, if I didn't buy any product, it doesn't matter. I have like something like 2,000 points every month. I've got somewhere between 40 and 50 customers. It brings me in between 300 and 400 euros a week just on the customer purchases. So for me, it's really worth doing. And when the new compensation plan comes in, you will also, if you have enough points, you'll be able to get a percentage. They're giving people an incentive on top of that. So it's, for me, it was a complete no-brainer. And it takes the pressure off. I can't get people to buy the 3 months. I can't get people to go on call. And like Amanda, I couldn't afford that myself. So I look at it from my point of view. I joined on the old bronze pack, because I didn't have the money to go on. And then I upgraded and got to gold, and the rest, as they say, is history. But I was sort of thinking, well, if there is a business opportunity, I want to, but other people aren't. And then I give them and say to them as well, you know, there is also the option of the preferred customer plus. You pay $20 a year, and you're going to get samples every month, as well as your sleeve at the end of the year. But to be honest, I've only had a couple of people take that up myself. I do find, because the website is clunky and I like to control things, the first 5 people I sent the website to didn't sign up because they couldn't work out how to do it. It's complicated. They're going to bring in an easier one. So I take 4 bits of information, which is the name, the address, the email address, and their telephone number, and I set their account up for them. So I go to my LifeWave, lifewave.com/Inez Robinson. I make sure that the flag is from the country that they're in, because I've got people all over. And then I go to the shop. I pick the X39. It gives me the option. So it's like I'm them, and I put their information in. It does ask you for the date of birth, but you can unclick that box. So I don't even ask for date of birth. I don't like taking people's info. And then I tell them that once I've set up their account, when are they free? Because I will take their credit card details over the phone. I don't like to take it on the internet. And I'm sitting at my computer. I have the phone on I've got a thing on the table, so they're on speakerphone, and they're telling me their card details. So they have to also authorize it themselves, so the authority. And I just double check everything and go through the authorization, and then they're set up, and they know that in a month's time, unless they cancel it, they're going to have to change everything. It will ask for a login and a password. I always put their name, and then if their name has been used, I put numbers after it, like the year or something like that. And then the password, I do something like 20, and then their surname with a capital letter, 25, an exclamation mark, because it always goes through, and it's generic. So I then give them that information, so then they can change it themselves. They've got their own account, or some of them they're a bit doddery, and I handle their accounts because they just can't do it themselves. They're just not technically minded. And of course, a lot of people who are needing these products aren't technically minded. They're of a certain age. So that's what I do. And I find it's been the easiest thing. And then I get the odd person will come to me and go, wow, you know, my friends asked me, my this has asked me, my that's asked me. And I'm like, hey, you can get your patches for free. We can upgrade you to a brand partner. You don't have to sell anything, but you then have a link and you can do it yourself. But really, they just pass me the person. They're not interested in making the money even. So a lot of these that I've got are referrals from one guy. I think I had 7 or 8 referrals, but they were ringing me and they're going, I want to buy the patches. And I'm okay, how can I help you? No, I just want to buy the patches. Okay, give me your details. I'm sending you the patches. And then they come back in 3 months and go, wow, my this went and that, and my that went, and my everything. And I build the relationship that way around. So it freaks me out a little bit when they go like that, because it's like, I want to talk to you and I want to send you a video, but no, I want the patches. Okay. You know, so yeah. And that's it. I just find it, for me, it's been the sensible way round. It's a customer-based product. But, you know, just going straight into core, I'm not a salesperson in that respect, that, you know, and I find it hard, like you do, Amanda. I find it hard to push them into doing it. You must do this. I do have some customers on core because financially it's been better value for them, where the husband and wife are on it both. That's different. And I've said, look, go as core. You don't have to do the business, but it's a better value for you. And I've got 2 or 3 like that, but they're really customers. I also find that when people do come in on core, that they don't like to go and do the subscription, because why would they buy on subscription the second month? They don't understand about the active and everything else. So quite honestly, a lot of people I'm signing up in the business side, I'm doing the starter kit and 1 sleeve. I don't let them just do the starter kit, because I say to them, don't waste your money. If you're going to waste your money, I'm not interested, because you won't do the business. So don't just do starter kit. Do starter kit and a sleeve if you really are struggling to do the core, because then next month they are going to buy. They have to, and then they set up subscription, and I find it much easier. I don't know why they took away the bronze. For me, they should have kept that package, and I'm going to actually message LifeWave and say, look, you know, for these reasons, it just makes it easier. It's smoother. It's just a smoother thing, and then people have the option. So that's it. The 90-day money back guarantee. You must remember.
Sorry, can I just stop you there first? I just want to say something that you didn't mention there and that I didn't really understand in the beginning. You said when somebody signs up, then after a year of every month ordering, they get a sleeve of patches, of a second
Yes.
sleeve. Okay. But there's also the part where if they do it every month, after the first month sign up, 3 months after that, they get 10
Yes.
patches of
Yes.
something, and they get that every 3 months,
Yes.
and then after a year they get a full sleeve,
Yeah.
right?
I forgot about that. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just want to confirm that we get all the information for the
Yeah.
recording.
And if you, yes, for the recording. And if you are on Preferred Customer Plus, it's every month you get a strip of different patches to try, which is great. You get to try them and see, you know, how they get on.
Okay, thank you. Okay, if you can continue with the money back, please.
Yeah, so the money back guarantee, it's 90 days, but you have to be careful not to get caught out. It is the 90 days on the very first order only. So it doesn't cover if somebody comes on with one sleeve on, you know, January and then February and then March, and then they decide towards the end of March don't want to do it. They will only get refund on the very first patch. So I speak to my customers and I say to them, look, you have these options. If you want to buy 3 months upfront in the very first order, the whole lot is covered by that money back guarantee. When you set them up as in their account, you can then set their next date of subscription date for month 4. You can change that for as long as, I mean, you can change it for 6 months, even up to a year. you can change that date when the next sleeve is taken.
I think
Okay.
that was one of the things that really blew me away, because I understood that you have to do it every single month.
No.
So I tried it the other day. Actually, somebody asked me to help them set up, and I've never done a preferred customer. So I helped them set up a preferred customer. And then I actually saw that it's very easy. You can decide when the next order is. And if I understand it right, as long as you put an order, you qualify as a preferred customer for the preferred
Yeah.
customer price. Okay.
Yep.
And then it also asks you, do you want to use this order of today as the next order for the next month? Or if you could say yes, then it just comes up and you can decide what you want to make the next order. So it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be the same as the first
No,
month's order. It
no.
can
And
be anything.
I'll give you an example. A lady who lives here in Spain, but she's gone back to Ireland for 3 months to get out of the out of the heat. Lucky her. So she had her patches coming. She then said to me, I'm going to Ireland for 3 months. So I went into her account. I set up her Irish address in the system. So we're going to her Irish address. She bought three sets of patches all together. I said, look, save the shipping, have them all in one go. And then from when she's back in so the end of September, so October, we then set it for one patch to start the process again, each month, because she wanted it each month when she's here in Spain. And so it's very, very mix and match. And if you want to, there's no reason why you can't set up a dummy account. Just put in Fred blogs, just make something up. You to set up the account, and then you can see how it works, just to go through the process, because it does. You do need to think about how you're setting it up, but it is actually very easy once you've got the hang of it.
Okay. Now okay, I want to go back to when I learned this from Inez. I thought, I'm not sure, why did I have it completely wrong? How did I get this wrong message? And then I read through it, and what I realized is when they say, if you don't order every month, or if you missed 2 months that you didn't order, then it says something, you lose your
Use your benefits.
value or benefits. Thank you. But it's not the benefit of getting it for $100. It's the benefit of getting that 10 patches for free.
Yeah.
That is what you don't get. And that is what tripped me off. I thought it puts you back to being a full customer at the full price. So it's
No.
not that. It's just the 10 patches that you're not getting.
Yeah. So
if you skip 2 months.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to, let's say they're buying their patches, that they're coming out every month, and then they're going away and they're having a holiday or something happens and they want to stop the subscription. You have two choices. You can move the date way past to when they're back, or you can just cancel it. And then once it's cancelled, you can go back in when they contact you and go, right, okay, I'm ready to restart. They have to reset their credit card again. So what happens is you set their account up, put the date in, whatever it is they want to buy, and then it'll ask them to authorize their credit card again, and then they're off and away and start again. Same account. You don't have to set up a new one or anything, but they've still got the benefit of the prices of the wholesale price.
So if you cancel it and you start up in six months' time again, can you use the same username and password? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have everything there. What you can't do is just go, oh, now send me another set of patches without the credit card being authorized by the customer. So you get them on the phone, you say, right, okay, I'm about to set it up. What date do you want it to come out? And they'll say, oh, tomorrow will be great. You set it all up, and then the system will say, we'll send you press it, and it comes up on the screen saying, to authorize the credit card, which is the part that they have to do. And you sit there and put your hands under your armpits and don't touch anything. I'm very good at wanting to touch them. I'm like, don't touch it. And you'll be sitting there for 7 minutes, waiting for them to finally find the app and everything. And sometimes it times out, you do it again, and you get that. But yeah, you've got no problem at all. You just restart.
Okay. All right. Now, the other thing that blew me away was the money back guarantee. Can you please tell them about that? For me, it sounded impossible. I had to read it and reread it. I was just blown away about a company that believes so much in their products that they actually give this money back guarantee to the extent that they do. So please tell them what your experience is with the money back guarantee and what you've seen happening and what they actually give you,
Yeah,
what they offer you.
absolutely. So, yeah, so it's 90 days on your very first order only, and you could order a year's worth. It doesn't matter what you order. Whatever you order, you have 90 days to cancel it. And they don't ask for the product back on that 90-day order. So I do have customers that I know they've got money, and I say, look, they have money, they want to save money. Anybody with money wants to save it. So why don't you buy 3 months in advance? We set your subscription up for month 4 to then start with one patch, one set to come through. But that will then you have the benefit of the 90-day money back guarantee, but you have to be very careful because it's from the date of shipping that the 90 days starts, not the date that they ordered, not the date they arrive. So it's a date of shipping. So I say to them, if by day 85, 86, you have decided for whatever reason, you just don't want to do it anymore, it's not for you, whatever, then you can claim on the money back guarantee. And I have had people do that. And so they've got straight onto live chat, said, I bought these product, here's the order number, that's all they asked for. I want to claim on my 90-day money back guarantee, and it's without the shipping. So they have paid for the shipping, that doesn't come back. And the company have, within 5 days, 3 days, the money's gone back into their account. You lose your commission and the points, they come off the next week. So it's not like they don't come to you for the money in the sense of like, give us the money. It's from your next commissions in like a week or 2 weeks time that it goes back. So it can be a bit of a hit, obviously be aware, but you have that option. And what I've tended to find is that, because people get a result in that time, they just continue then on a monthly basis buying the patches. So it's phenomenal. But if they buy every month, the first month would be covered for those 90 days, but month 2 and month 3 wouldn't. Unless they send back a full, completely unopened package, then they get their money back. But it does mean that you lose the shipping coming out and the shipping that you sending it back. That's the only thing. But that money back guarantee is still there. And as you
It's
know, with a brand
absolutely
partner, it's 30
incredible.
days. So within 30 days, and they don't ask for the patches back because you've used them. The whole idea is that you've used them for that time. So
I heard somebody saying to their people, and I don't know where they got the message, that now you have to have blood tests done and prove that nothing has happened, and that's when you can send the money back. And I said, no ways, there's nothing like that. But yeah, I think it's just absolutely incredible that they can offer that. And
they have
obviously, if
that.
somebody wants to be, bad, they can use it for 3 months and send it back. But
Yeah.
what I also decided for myself is if I'm going to do this, I will never help them get the money back. They have to do the
Mm.
work themselves, because if you make it too easy for them, it's like, oh yeah, just give my money back. You've got to contact live chat and tell them you want to do
Yep.
it.
Well, listen
I'm
to
not
this.
going to do it for them.
This is how good the company are. So a friend of my husband, he saw a post and he contacted and said, I'm interested. He's got knees and this, that, and the other arthritis, blah, blah, blah. And with all due respect to gentlemen, a lot of the time they don't notice what's going on in their own bodies. It has to be, they've got to be hit around the head with it before they'll actually notice it. So his name's Patrick as well. And he went on, it was X39 and Eon. He bought it all. No, he didn't buy up front. Yes, he bought up front. That was right. He bought up front. So by the end of the 3 months, he sends an email to my husband. I'm really sorry. They haven't worked for me as much. I'd like to, it's a bit much to be sort of paying out all this every month. Can I get my money back? And we said, yeah, you do have to go through your own account because it is you need to do it. So he did it. He emailed them and everything, and he got his money back. He went on holiday with his wife, and everyone else was saying to him that he was looking better, he was more cheerful, and they could see it. He just couldn't see it. And he went walking, and we got an email 10 days later apologizing profusely. He hadn't realized how good they were. He was in agony all the walking he'd done. He couldn't sleep properly, and his wife threatened to divorce him if he did not go back on these patches. How could he please go back on these patches? I'm very, very, very sorry. So we had no idea. So I've contacted Lifeway, through the live chat and said, explain the whole thing. And I said, I understand does he need to like repay what he's because he wants to continue. And then, no, just start a new account. Phenomenal, phenomenal. So he's happily on the patches every month, and every so often we send him, you know, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. They're really good. So yeah, so that's how good the company, that's the confidence they have in them. And I think that's amazing. I really do.
Brand partners, they have a 30-day money back guarantee.
Yes.
Not a 90 day, 30 day.
That's it.
Okay. So Inez, thank you so much. I'm sure there's other questions. I've written down a lot of things, so thank you. I'm excited for this. I'm adding my first brand partner just after this call, so I'm excited about that. But I'd like to open it up to the other people. I'm sure there are questions, so thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Whoever's got a question can just unmute and ask.
Can I ask a question?
Hi, Bonnie.
Hello, everybody. Hello, lovely to be on the call with you. Hello, Inez. Thank you so much for doing this for us. Sorry I got on late. I just couldn't help it. Inez, I've put through in the past just brand partners, and I'm really battling to transition to this whole concept of preferred customers. I think I have quite a few elderly people who don't know how to do this themselves. So often they'll just put the money into my account and I'll just do it for them. How can I get around that with preferred customers? Because it needs to come off their cell phone, doesn't it? Their own banking account each month for at least 3 months. So do you have any ideas on that, please?
Yes, I mean, this is why I sign them up, because myself. So I ask for their information, and all you need is the name, the address, their email and cell phone number in order to set up the account themselves. Because if you're doing it that way, depends on what you're charging them. But if for them to get the wholesale price, if you take the money and then you pay for it, you're not making any money. You'll get points, but you're not making any money because they're getting it the same price as you. So if you are selling them to the people at the retail price, then you're going to make a difference in that, for the retail price to the wholesale price that you sell them at. Okay, because you're paying $100 and they're paying you $150. But if you want people as preferred customers, then the way to do it is to sign them up yourself. So get the information from them just to make their account. You go as if you're pretending to be them. So you go to your link. So lifewave.com, Bonnie Lucy, or whatever your link is. You go to the shop, you select X39, you select then the cart, you click to check out, and then it'll give you the option of setting up your account. So you say, I'm setting up my account, and your enroller will be Bonnie Lucy. It's a bit weird when you first do it the first time because you're doing it as somebody else. And then you go through and you put their name and their address. It'll ask you for their date of birth, but you can uncheck the box. You don't need to ask that information. I just find it easier. You put their email and their phone number in. It will ask you to set up the login details. So I tend to use their first and second name. If it comes up saying that's already taken, then I just add 25 on the end of it, or a number, just to make it easy. I write it down. I've made that mistake, not writing it down. Write it down. And then the password, I do 20, and then their surname with a capital letter, and then 25, so 2025 with their surname in the middle and an exclamation mark, because that always goes through. Write that down, continue through to the end where it comes up to the payment side, and then you have them on speakerphone or next to you. You can do it in their house, you can do it on your phone with them, or however you do it, because they have to authorize the payments. You take their credit card detail, you put it in. It'll ask you to confirm whether the address is the shipping address is the same as the card address. That's something you need to remember to confirm it, because some people have a post box and some people have the card details. Go through as if you are buying it with their card. Click to submit it. They will get the email or the notification to go to their app to confirm it. They do that part their side, all nicely and secure. And then it comes up saying, congratulations, you've made your order. It gets shipped out to them directly, and you get you're done.
Okay, thank you. So do you find that most people are happy to give you their credit card details?
I personally don't like to take it on them sending me, through Messenger, but some do. They're quite happy. And some even take a photograph of it, because at the end of the day, they still have to confirm the card. The security now is so high. So it doesn't matter, you've got it. If you go and you decide to defraud it and go and buy a pizza, they're going to ask for authorization to the person who holds the card, which won't be you. You just have their number and the number and details of the card. So yeah, I've never had anybody who said, no, I don't want to do that.
Okay, so even that CVV number, they're happy to give it to you.
Yeah, all of it. All of it.
Okay.
That's why I do it over the phone. It's partly security, because nobody can copy it. It can't be taken anywhere. But ultimately, they still have to confirm the card themselves through their app on their phone or their computer. Or even
that's
by
a difference here in South Africa. I don't know. I don't get that we have to confirm it. It's actually scary to me. It just goes through.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Just goes
You've got the CVV number, it goes through. But yeah, Bonnie, I think you're working with a lot of older people, and actually, it's right. People shouldn't give their credit card information out like that. So I think it's going to be one of those things that if somebody wants it monthly, they're going to have to do it. It's very difficult.
Get a 4-year-old. Get a 4-year-old child to go through it with them.
Yeah,
that is it.
It is a challenge. Yeah,
it is a challenge. But the other way is if they don't want to do giving the credit card details, you could set their account up so it's all ready for them to then just log in and do their card details. That's another option. And then because all they then do, you send them to lifewave.com and they go to the login with the login details you have given them, and they then can finish the process. I find where people get stuck is when they buy, so it goes like 1x39 as an example, and then to get the cheaper price, you need to add the subscription, and at the cart at the end, it says 2 items, and they go, oh, I'm not buying 2, but they're not buying 2. It's still the same price. It's just their subscription they have to confirm. So it's the only way to confirm is by going through the process. And that's where people mostly get stuck. And they take something out, and then of course it doesn't go through.
Hopefully the new system will be easier.
Yes,
it is a bit confusing.
It needs to be easy. But I don't give people the choice. I say, look, if you just want to buy at the retail price, fine. If you want to buy at the same price that I get it for, and I lie, I don't make anything. So either you set up at the wholesale, or you pay retail. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
I mean, the other option, if people are sending you the money, is you can set up the account and buy it with your card on their account.
But it's still a lot of admin, and yeah.
But then it'll come off your card every month, Inez.
Cancel it. No, you cancel. Go back once their thing has gone. Then go back in and cancel the subscription. But you got to remember to do it, yes, because otherwise it will go out every single month. But it's just an option. But I don't know. Maybe one of these cards, like the post office type cards where you load it up and keep it specifically for that. That's but it would be awkward, because if one customer's one thing, but if you've got like 10 or 15, you're never going to remember, to cancel it, and it's a faff. It is a faff. So, but yeah, when they make the website easier, it is going to be easier. But until then, we have to do a little bit of work for it. But I've still got customers who are over a year still using them, still taking, still on the subscription.
Okay.
So it's been worth it.
Anybody else?
Yeah, Inez, I just wanted to ask, don't you find that people are cancelling much easier this way?
No, but not if they're getting the results.
Because it's such a short time, I mean, they could cancel after a month, don't they? Can they? Yeah.
They can do. But if they're getting results, they don't. Because why would you? But it's the same as if they came to you and they buy 30 patches. There's no difference. But this way, you're not using your money. You're not having to carry any stock or anything at all. The guarantee is through the company. It's going directly from the company.
Okay.
I mean, I do follow up. It is important to keep in contact with them, and still do the follow up. But I find that people, once they're signed up, it's like a mental thing that they go, even though they can cancel, they start getting a result. They go, they don't want to cancel.
So you can buy two different ways. You can buy for that it comes every month, or do you buy upfront for 3 months?
Either way, up to you.
Yeah. Oh, you can do both.
Yeah, you could even do it. You could set it up and say the first 3 months and then buy every 3 months because you'll save on the shipping.
Yeah.
You know, so it's really down to what people want to do. I've got a lady, she's not directly to me, she's under another brand partner who bought a year's worth. Because it was all, you know, for her it was all covered. I'm thinking, well, if you're going to use them for like more than 3 months, it's still not covered.
Yeah.
Hey, you do what you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, but she saved on the shipping. That was the main thing for her. She was like, I'm saving on it. She'd already been trying them, got a great result, and thought, right, I'm going to buy a year's worth up front. So, okay.
Yeah.
Kim?
Hi, sorry, I'm asking, I don't know if you've covered this already. Sorry, I could only get on now. If someone subscribes for 3 months, can they cancel at any time during those 3 months?
Yes. So they could buy, if let's say today somebody decided to buy 3 months worth, and they buy 3 months and then they cancel the subscription straight away. They get the shipping and it all, you know, it's all goes through and everything, and it comes to them. And then if they decide that they want to continue it, they can set it up again in the same account and do 1 month at a time, or 2 months, or 3, or 5, or whatever they want to do, or none. Totally up to them.
We actually spoke about that in quite detail, Kim. So I think when you listen to the recording, it will be no problem. But it was quite. She explained it very nicely about how it's done. Then, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Anybody else?
Well, it is being recorded, Kim. So when you're going to send the recording out?
As soon as I can. Within the next hour or two, depending on how the signal and everything is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very good, very well explained.
Thank you.
Okay.
And so you can change the order anytime after a month. Say for instance, the first month you buy the X39, and then after a month you decide now you want Eon added or whatever.
Yeah, you just go in. When you go into the account, when you log back in, it gives you the option to edit or add in, or let's say that the lady who in Ireland, so she had her 3. As soon as I knew it was shipped, I like to wait till it's shipped. I then changed it back to 1 X39 in October. So she won't get anything until October, but it's all automated, because she also had a problem with her signal. It took us 3 goes for her to be able to authorize the card, because of the signal, the internet signal in both places, here and in Ireland. I don't know why it was so bad. Somebody's asked here. Okay.
Can you see the question there, Inez? Am I understanding?
You can pre-populate the, yes, basically. So you can set up the account, you can pre-populate the cart, and then send them. What you would do is you send them their just the lifewave.com. So they would log in at the top. You'd have to send them the login details that you have set up, whatever you've set up for them. And then they can go in and finish the process. So click on the cart and then just put their credit card details in and finish that process. Absolutely.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Myself if Pat comes in, because the dogs might bark. But you're very welcome. Awesome. Yeah, play around with it. You know, if you can go in and set up an account, a complete bogus account. It's something it irritates me, because I go into my personally enrolled, and the first one is, I don't know what it was, Fred Blogs. I think I did Fred Blogs, and because you can't cancel the account, only LifeWave can. But I set up to go through the process, so I knew to understand, to explain to people. I know they have videos on it, but there's nothing like doing it yourself and seeing where the wrinkles are. You know, going through.
Inez, something I'm ashamed to say that I never looked at the preferred customer things. You know, you just see what you see, and then I was blanked out to everything else. But do the preferred customer have access to specials like buy 2 and get 1 for free, or you know, all these nice promotions that we get? They have.
They don't get those sort of things, but what they do have, they can buy the sports pack. Certainly here, you know, with the X39, X49, they've got that option.
Okay.
And I think that's the only special option that there is. If they buy 2 Eons, for example, or the etc., you know, the price comes down, and the third one, the price even further. So they get that. So they get those, and that's another thing. If somebody wants to buy 3 months up front, they won't save on 39, but they save on the shipping, and they save on the prices of the ancillary packs, the patches. So it makes it worth it. But no, most of the other promotions are for brand partners. So if they sign as a brand partner, yeah. So again, for me, it's talking to the person and going, I just explain everything that's there and say, like, I don't say, do you want to do this? I go, okay, what do you want to do? Do you want this? Do you want to pay the high price? No. And then I say, none of my customers pay, there's a retail price, which none of my customers pay. They pay the wholesale price, same as me. There is a catch, and I'm straight up with them. There is a catch. You've got to sign up for the auto ship. There's no cost of the auto ship. You can cancel at any time, but you're going to get, in fact, I don't even mention the 90-day money back guarantee anymore because I just don't really put it out there. But you're saving money straight off. Which one do you want to do? I'll set you up. I'll set your account up. I always like pretend I'm a rep, of LifeWave. I'll set your account up. These are the 4 bits of information I want. Tell me when you're available, and I'll put you on speakerphone, and I'll put your credit card details in because I don't want to take them over the internet. And once I put them in, you have to authorize the account, and that's it. And I've never had a problem. I mean, in South Africa, if you don't have that authorization, you must buy things online where you would ring the shop and buy. So why would anybody have an issue with it? They're buying straight on the company. They know who they've given the information to. And if you're like bold like that, nobody sort of thinks twice about it. Yeah, no problem. Let me set your account up, and then I'll send you your login details, or I can handle it for you if you wish. And they're usually very grateful because they can't do it themselves. And then, a lot of them are stuck with having to pay the higher price.
Yeah, Bonnie, I just want to say Inez also has a lot of older people. She's very much in the same kind of situation than you, and she's basically handling it for them as well.
Yes.
Yeah, but you'll hear the story in the beginning of the recording. She was explaining how it came that she came into a lot of the preferred customers because they are older people that she's helping them with that.
Yeah, and they're not interested in business. They're either financially secure or they have business interests that their money's paying, and they're just not interested in doing the business. They're like, no, I don't want to do the business. I want the patches. What's the best price? Well, how can I get? Well, okay. So I had to learn. I really had no choice because otherwise they just weren't interested.
Okay. Any questions still? Sandra?
I just wanted to make a comment, and not on a downer, but on that note, Inez, I've actually lost clients because a lot of the older people here in South Africa, unfortunately, are scammed with their credit cards. And this particular lady, like, nothing's helping her. And she was almost there. The bank had stopped it because they were trying to protect her. She went to the bank and said, this is what's going on. And they said, look, just don't take a chance. So I lost her client and she lost the healing,
Yeah.
And she's not the only one. So in South Africa, we've got a little bit of a challenge, I think. Yeah.
I think you need to sort of put your heads together and see how you can get around that. I mean, if there are any of these prepaid cards, because in Spain, we had a similar situation in Spain before all this authorization thing came in, which is actually quite new. All our banks, they set up it was like an e-card or a physical card that you would then transfer funds onto. So you could only transfer, let's say 130 euros or whatever it was to buy your thing. And it was a card specifically for that. So something like that might be, if somebody's desperate enough, they'll find a way, they'll do it because they, and it's only growing, and you guys are growing like crazy in South Africa. So the word is absolutely out there, and there are going to be more and more people wanting this. So, or they can just pay the retail price. They can send you the retail price. So you make your commission and you make the order for them. No problem. So up to you. You can say to them, or you don't have to charge them the retail. You could even say, look, I have to make my commission. So it's an extra $20. So instead of $150, it's $120 or $130 for you to do the actual order, and then you're at least getting your commission out of it. People aren't funny with people making money. They want you to make money. You're doing it. You're giving them a service. So you could always give them that option and say, right, look, if I'm going to put it through, you need to send the money. This is $130 plus taxes, blah, blah. Send it to me, and then I'll make the order. No problem. And then at least you're making money.
That's a good option for certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bonnie, that might be something that you'll have to look into. Sandra?
Hi, Inez. I just want to know on the commission side, is it $20 per order or $20 per item?
Per sleeve. Per sleeve of X39, it's $20.
Okay.
Or if it's actually the same if they buy one Eon, as an example, you know, the ancillary. But if they then start to buy multiples, it goes down because the amount they're charging goes down, and the points are less. So it's a great way if you've got brand partners, and you'll get brand partners who buy the core, and then they complain about month 2 that they're not active, and it's always awkward, isn't it? Like, well, you've got to buy a sleeve. Yeah, but I've got sleeves. You know, I don't want to keep a blah. No problem. If you get 3 customers, well, if 3 customers keeps you active as a manager. Two customers will keep you active as a brand partner, because they're 43 points, so it's less than the 55 that's needed. So it gives an extra option for somebody coming in as a brand partner. Right, come on, let's get you some customers, because you get 2 customers, keeps you active. You get to manage you, 3 customers keep you active. What's 3 customers? It's nothing.
Yeah,
I
no,
like your positivity.
I actually signed up my first PC Plus, and
Congratulations.
I suggested to her to get a X39 and an Aeon because I know what her challenges were, and I got paid $40 commission.
Yeah.
So
20
is that how it works?
20 each.
per sleeve. Okay. I didn't know that. I thought it was just per the order, so it's per item.
And this is the thing, isn't it? If you're looking at purely the money, right? If you sign up a customer on core, you make $35. If you sign up a customer and they buy 3 sleeves, you're going to make $60.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yes.
So, you know, it's...
You see, guys, why I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really look at for me, it is the money, but it's not the money. It's about getting people on the product, because the more you get them on the product and get excited, the more you're going to, you know, build your business. And customers who get a good result, they are the best brand partners ever, because they shout about it. I'm not doing the business, but my God, look at my result. I can do this, and I'm swinging, and I'm this, and I'm blah, and I'm that, and, you know, woo. And then, you know, you speak to Inez, and I get these random phone calls. I want to buy the patches. What is it for? Doesn't matter. I want to buy the patches. Okay.
We all want some people like that.
Yeah, give me your information. You know, well, and it throws me, because I have my routine, and I'm going to give you a voice message, and I'm going to send you some videos, and I invite you to a Zoom call, which hardly any do, but I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And they don't want any of that. They just like, no, I don't want to. I'm not interested. I've seen my friend. I trust my friend. He's had a brilliant result. It's my husband's back.
What they want is to actually meet me, because I'm the one with the result.
Yeah, we go out. Like,
I'm the one with the better result.
He's the one with the result. Everybody wants to meet him. They're like, I don't want to speak to you, Inez. I want to speak to Pat. But yeah, it's it's phenomenal. And there was a lady. I mean, what a result she had. She had, I don't know if I can pronounce it, neuralgia, I think, in her jaw, where the nerve. Since 2012, she's been suffering with it, and it was driving her nuts. And she met my customer, who very skeptical. He'd been looking at it on AI and all this, that, and the other. And he said, I need to talk to you, Inez, about these patches. Right, okay. We're going to speak. And he comes in with these sticks on, and he had neuralgia in his feet. He'd had for 15 years, told no cure, arthritis, gout. He used to suffer from bleeding gums for the last 2 years and 3 leaky heart valves. And he said, I've got all this. And he was talking to Pat and everything. He said, I'll give them a go. And it was his wife who was pushing him. 1st of February, he started. Within 3 weeks, the neuralgia in his feet had completely gone. He was able to walk properly, threw his sticks away, didn't need his sticks anymore. His arthritis got better. His gums stopped bleeding. 7 weeks later, they'd gone back to the UK, but he looked better. His face was really pinched from the pain. And when I saw him before they went back, his face, he looked taller. He was standing better, and his face had filled out. He didn't have this pinched look. And so other people saw him. This is where this woman came. But he went back and had he went to this heart specialist and had the camera down the throat to see how his valves were, to see when to book him in for the operation for the leaky heart valves. Told no operation needed. Go away. Oops. 7 weeks. But no, it still goes up on my arms, you know, that was just And because this woman had seen how good he was, that's where one of the phone calls came from. I want this blah. So I met her at a fuel station with figure sleeves. It was like a drug deal, you know. She's giving me the money, I'm giving her the sleeves. Don't sniff them here. She goes off and she messages me a week later. Well, I think maybe I'm just getting something, but I need to try for a second month. Yeah, no problem at all. Met up with her and she started to explain what it was that she had. She said, if it works on this, you know. Anyway, by week 6, it had gone. She can't believe the difference. No pain at all. So she signed properly as a preferred customer. And I said, look, rather than all this sort of meet up, blah, blah, let me get you signed up as a preferred customer and you can just sort of handle your own account. And now her husband's on them as well. So it just builds and grows. So yeah, it's, no, I love it. I think it's great. It's just incredible.
Okay, guys, we're almost on an hour. So I'm going to take a last question quickly. If anybody's got a last question.
Can I ask something, Amanda?
Sure.
Inez, so I think there are some banks that are starting that approval thing. What here though, if I go onto someone's back office and I can't put my credit card details in because a message comes up saying that your credit card or the name on the card isn't the same name as that's obviously some sort of thing
but
that
you can do it.
You
can do it.
It's just a notification just to say the card name, the name on the card doesn't match the name on the account. But yeah,
and so because it seems like then it just wouldn't let me add another, you know, it wouldn't let me continue.
It just allows you to add 2 credit cards. You have to delete the old one and then you can add another one again.
So I need to have one in their name, and then I can do one in.
Yes, you can definitely do it.
Okay. Because what I did was then I set up a PayPal account, and I could do it through. I could use my PayPal account, but then you use the exchange rate is slightly higher, so they're paying slightly. And some people were happy to do that because they didn't want credit card details online or whatever. But obviously, I just thought if there's a way that you can put your details in there if there are people that are older or whatever.
Yeah.
So I must just add their card, and then I can always just add my card after that.
If you go to your profile and say change profile and there's payment methods, then you delete one of the old credit. You can only have 2 credit cards detailed.
Okay.
So you delete the old one and then you can add a new one again.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Inez, thank you so much. I think I speak for everybody that I was blown away and I heard so much more now. It's just, I think it opened up so many possibilities and I'm really, really excited about the future with the new enhanced compensation plan. I think being able to make use of the preferred customer option, I think this is going to be really, really exciting and I'm very grateful. So thank you so much for your time and I hope we can talk to you again sometime soon.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you very much for listening to me for an hour.
Thanks very much, Inez.
I'm coming back again.
Just stopping the recording quickly.